Cool.
Excellent stuff.
Shall we begin? All right. So, guys, welcome back to Matilda. We're reading the book cover to cover today. So we started at 10 o'clock-ish this morning, and we'll be running through to about 5 o'clock, 5:30 this evening. We've had lots of special guests and illustrators coming in. You can have a look at the chapters that have already been illustrated, and we're building a gradual timeline of all of the different chapters and bringing the story to life in our own illustrations. So now we're going to start again into our second session of the day with Barney Congdon, with Barney Congdon, aka Top Dog 901. Great name. How old are you, Barney?
9.
Barney is 9 years old, and you have a YouTube channel, don't you? What's your YouTube channel called?
Top Dog.
Top Dog 901. Yeah. And so Barney is Miranda's son. He sometimes appears on Ujima, the radio show. That's pretty cool. So he is very into computers, and we talked a little bit in the break, didn't we? And you read Matilda at school and you really loved it, so this is good for you to come back and read it here. You're very brave to do it in front of everybody. This is Shane Meseros. He's going to illustrate this chapter, and he'll also be illustrating a chapter later on as well. I think it's Bruce Bogtrotter, yeah? Shane is a travelling illustrator, printmaker and graffiti artist. Spot his works across Bristol. Really excited for him to be here. So without further ado, let's go.
See you, Barney.
Chapter 8.
In the interval, Miss Honey left the classroom and headed straight for the headmistress's study. She felt wildly excited. She had just met a small girl who possessed, or so it seemed to her, quite extraordinary qualities of brilliance. There had not been time yet to find out exactly how brilliant the child was, but Miss Honey had learned enough to realise that something had to be done about it as soon as possible. It was ridiculous to leave a child like that stuck in the bottom. Normally, Miss Honey was terrified of the headmistress and kept well away from her, but at this moment she felt ready to take on anybody. She knocked on the door of the dreaded private study. "Enter!" boomed the deep and dangerous voice of Miss Trunchball. Miss Honey went in. Now most head teachers are chosen because they possess a number of fine qualities. Their under interests as heart. They are sympathetic, they are fair, and they are deeply interested in education. Miss Trunchball possessed none of these qualities, and how she ever got her present job was a mystery. She was all above a most formidable female. She had once been a famous athlete, and even now the muscles were still clearly in evidence. You could see them in the bull neck, in the big shoulders, in the thick arms and powerful legs. Looking at her, you got the feeling that this was someone who could bend iron bars and tear telephone directories in half. Her face, I'm afraid, was neither a thing of beauty nor a joy forever. She had a big chin, a cool mouth, and small arrogant eyes. And as for her clothes, they were, to say the least, extremely odd. She always had a brown cotton smock which was pinched in around the waist with a wide leather belt. The belt was fastened in front with an enormous silver buckle. The massive thighs which emerged from out the smock were encased in a pair of extraordinary breeches, bottle green in colour and made of coarse twill. These breeches reached to just below the knees, and from there on down she supported green stockings with turn-up tops, which displayed her calf muscles to perfection. On her feet she wore flat-heeled brown shoes with leather flaps. She looked short, more like a rather mad and bloodthirsty follower of staghounds than the headmistress of a nice school for children. When Miss Honey entered the study, Miss Trunchball was standing beside her huge desk with a look of scowling impatience on her face. "Yes, Miss Honey," she said. "What is it you want? You're looking very flushed and flustered this morning. What's the matter? What's the matter with you? Have those little stinky flicking spitballs at you?" "No, headmistress, nothing like that." "Well, what is it then? Get on with it. I'm a busy woman." As she spoke, she reached and poured herself a glass of water from a jug that was always on her desk. "There is a little girl in my class called Matilda Wormwood, Miss Honey began. That's the daughter of the man who owns Wormwood Motors in the village," Miss Trunchball barked. She hardly ever spoke in a normal voice. She either barked or shouted. An excellent person, Wormwood," she went on. "I was in there only yesterday. He sold me a car almost new, only done 10,000 miles. Previous owner was an old lady who took it out once a year at the most. A terrific bargain. Yes, I liked Wormwood, a real pillar of our society. He told me the daughter was a bad lot though. He said to watch her. He said if anything bad ever happened in school, it was certain to be his daughter who did it. I haven't met the little brat yet, but she'll know about it when I do. Her father said she's a real ward." "Oh no, headmistress, that can't be right," Miss Honey cried. "Oh yes, Miss Honey, it darn well is right. In fact, now I come to think of it, I bet it was she who put the stink bomb under my desk here first this morning. The place stank like a sewer. Of course it was her. I shall have her for that. You see if I don't. What she look like? Nasty little worm are bound. I have discovered, Miss Honey, during my long career as a teacher, that a bad girl is a far more dangerous creature than a bad one. What's more, they're much harder to squash. Squashing a bad girl is like trying to squash a blue bottle. You bang down on it and the dancing isn't there. Nasty, dirty things. Little girls are. Glad I never was one." "No, but you must have been a little girl once," said Mistress. "Surely you were." "Not for long anyway," Miss Trunchball barked, grinning. "I became a woman very quickly." "He's completely off her rocker," Miss Honey told herself. "He's balmy as a bed bug." Miss Honey stood before the headmistress. For once, she was not going to be browbeaten. "I must tell you, headmistress," she said, that you are completely mistaken about Matilda putting a stink bomb under your desk. I'm never mistaken, Miss Honey. But headmistress, a child only arrived in school this morning, came straight to the classroom. Don't argue with me, for heaven's sake, woman. This little Matilda, or whatever her name is, has stink bombed my study. There's no doubt about it. Thank you for suggesting it. But I didn't suggest it, headmistress. Of course you did. Now what is it you want, Miss Honey? Why are you wasting my time? I came here to talk to you about Matilda, headmistress. I have extraordinary things to report about the child. May I please tell you what happened in class just now? I suppose she set fire to your skirt and scorched your knickers. Miss Trunchball sorted. No, Miss Honey cried out. Matilda is a genius. At the mention of this word, Miss Trunchball's face turned purple, and her whole body seemed to swell up like a bullfrog's. A genius? She shouted. What piffle is this you are talking about, madam? You must be out of your mind. I have a father's word for it. That child is a gangster. My father is wrong, headmistress. Don't be a twat, Miss Honey. You have met the little beast for only half an hour, and her father has known her for her whole life. But Miss Honey was determined to have her. Say, and she now began to describe some of the amazing things Matilda had done with man. So she learned a few tables by heart, has she? Miss Trunchball barked. My dear woman, that doesn't make her a genius, it makes her a parrot. But headmistress, she can read. So can I, Miss Trunchball snapped. It is my opinion, Miss Honey said, that Matilda should be taken out of my form and placed immediately in the top form with the 11ers. Ha! Snorted shouted Miss Trunchball. So you want to get rid of her, do you? So you can't handle her? So now you want to unload her on the wretched Miss Plimsoll in the top floor where she will cause even more chaos? No, cried Miss Honey, that is not the reason at all. Oh, yes it is, shouted Miss Trunchball. I can see it right through your little plot, madam. And my answer is no. Matilda stays where she is, and it is up to you to see that she behaves herself. But mistress, please, not another word, shouted Miss Trunchball. And in any case, I have a rule in this school that all children remain in their own age groups, regardless of ability. Great Scott, I'm not having this little 5-year-old sitting with the senior girls and boys in the top floor. Who ever heard of such a thing? Miss Honey stood there helpless before this great red-necked giant. There was a lot more she would like to have said, but she knew it was useless. She said softly, very well then, it's up to you then, mistress. You darn right it is up to me, Miss Trunchball bellowed. Don't forget, madam, that we are dealing with a little viper with a stick bomb under my desk. She did not do that, headmistress. Of course she did, Miss Trunchball boomed. And I'll tell you what, I wish to heavens I was still allowed to use the birch and belt as I did in the good old days. I would have roasted Matilda's bottom for her so she couldn't sit down for a month. Miss Honey turned and walked out of the study, feeling depressed, by no means defeated. I am going to do something about this child, she told herself. I don't know what it will be, but I shall find a way to help her in the end.